Welcome to Lotus Light Teachings. Your bedroom is more than just a space to rest. It's a sanctuary that reflects your inner world and shapes your life's energy. Today, we'll explore how small, overlooked details might be blocking your wealth and success. Together, we'll uncover profound insights from Buddhist teachings and practical wisdom to help you create a space that radiates peace, positivity, and abundance. Stay with us as we take this journey to transform not just your bedroom, but your life. Let's get started. Have you ever walked into your bedroom and felt an inexplicable heaviness? Perhaps it's not the size of the room or the color of the walls, but something deeper, an energy that feels stuck, uninviting, or even draining. Imagine for a moment that your bedroom is like a garden. When tended with care, it blossoms with peace, rest, and inspiration. But if neglected, it can grow wild with weeds that choke out potential. In Buddhist philosophy, every object in your environment carries energy, and your bedroom, being the space where you recharge your body and mind, holds immense power over your life. Yet, how often do we pause to consider the silent impact of the clutter under the bed, the stopped clock on the nightstand, or the expired medicine in a forgotten drawer? What if these seemingly insignificant things were holding you back from wealth, success, and inner peace? Today, I invite you to embark on a journey of discovery, not just of the 9 items you need to remove from your bedroom, but of the profound transformation waiting to unfold when you reclaim your space. Together, we'll uncover the hidden obstacles in your bedroom, explore their deeper meanings through Buddhist teachings, and take practical steps to create a sanctuary that supports your prosperity and growth. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's walk this path together. You might be surprised at just how much your bedroom has been trying to tell you. 9 hidden obstacles in your bedroom. Imagine stepping into your bedroom at the end of a long day, seeking peace and comfort, but instead, a faint unease greets you. It's not the lighting or the arrangement of furniture. It's something subtler, a sense that the energy around you feels stagnant. This feeling could be the result of unnoticed clutter or hidden items silently disrupting the harmony of your space. Let's take a journey into these often overlooked obstacles and uncover how they may be influencing not just your environment, but your well-being and success. Begin with something as simple and seemingly harmless as expired food or snacks tucked away in a corner. Perhaps it's a forgotten bag of chips or an old box of chocolates that once held promise but has now faded into neglect. In Buddhist philosophy, food embodies nourishment and abundance. When it expires, it symbolizes waste and stagnation. It becomes a physical representation of missed opportunities, subtly impacting the energy of your space. I recall a conversation with a friend named Sarah, who often felt a strange heaviness in her bedroom. One day, while cleaning, she discovered a small stash of snacks in a drawer, long forgotten and well past their expiration date. The realization struck her. These items, though trivial, carried the energy of neglect and inaction. Once she cleared them out, she noticed an immediate shift. The air seemed lighter, and she felt a renewed sense of motivation. The act of discarding expired food became a metaphor for letting go of old, stagnant energies in her life. Replacing them with fresh, nourishing foods was not just practical, but also an act of gratitude for the abundance she still had. Next, consider the shoes tucked under your bed. They may seem harmless, even convenient, but they carry significant symbolism. Shoes, associated with movement and the external world, are like carriers of outside energy. Placing them under your bed, the sanctuary where you recharge, disrupts the flow of calm and stability. Imagine trying to rest while the energy of constant movement lingers beneath you, subtly pulling you away from tranquility. My grandmother often told me that shoes under the bed were like paths that lead nowhere. At first, I dismissed it as superstition. But one day, I decided to clear the shoes from under my bed. The difference was almost imperceptible yet profound. My sleep improved, and I began to feel more grounded. The act of relocating the shoes to a proper place outside the bedroom felt like reclaiming my space, restoring its purpose as a haven for rest and rejuvenation. Now let's talk about unused gifts. These items, often kept out of obligation or sentimentality, may carry hidden emotional weight. A scarf you never wear from a relative who meant well, a gadget that wasn't quite right for you. Each piece occupies not just physical space but also mental and emotional energy. They can act as anchors, tying you to feelings of guilt, attachment, or obligation. Take, for instance, my friend David, who once showed me a corner of his room filled with unopened gift boxes. "I don't know what to do with these," he admitted. "I feel bad throwing them away." But over time, he realized these items didn't align with his life or bring him joy. They became reminders of unfulfilled expectations. When he finally donated them to charity, he experienced an unexpected release. The corner that once felt cluttered now symbolized possibility, and David felt free to focus on creating a space that truly reflected his present self. Each of these examples speaks to a broader truth. Our bedrooms are not just places where we sleep. They are extensions of our inner world. The clutter, neglected items, and hidden chaos in this space mirror unresolved issues in our lives. By addressing them, we are not merely tidying up. We are engaging in a process of self-reflection and renewal. As you begin this journey of transformation, take it one step at a time. Start by identifying items in your bedroom that no longer serve you. Look at them with curiosity and compassion. Ask yourself what they represent and whether they align with the life you wish to create. As you clear out what's unnecessary, imagine you're making room not just in your physical space but in your heart and mind as well. The beauty of this process lies in its symbolism. When you remove expired snacks, you're not just discarding food, you're releasing patterns of neglect. When you relocate shoes, you're grounding yourself and reclaiming stability. When you let go of unused gifts, you're freeing yourself from past obligations and creating space for new opportunities. And so, piece by piece, item by item, your bedroom transforms into more than just a place to rest. It becomes a sanctuary, a reflection of clarity, intention, and peace. Through this simple yet profound practice, you'll find that the act of caring for your space becomes an act of caring for yourself. Dirty laundry, broken items, and non-functioning clocks. Reclaiming harmony in your space. As the soft golden light of the late afternoon spills into your room, you notice a familiar sight, a pile of dirty laundry in the corner. Perhaps you've walked past it countless times, promising yourself, "I'll get to it tomorrow." But as the days blend together, the pile grows, becoming more than just unwashed clothes. It begins to carry a weight, an invisible presence that lingers in the room. In the quiet of this moment, you wonder, what story is it telling about your life? Dirty laundry has a peculiar way of reflecting our unresolved thoughts and responsibilities. In its stillness, it symbolizes chaos and incompletion, a manifestation of tasks left undone. Beyond the practical inconvenience, there's an emotional undercurrent. Those clothes have absorbed the energy of your days, the busyness, the stress, the hurried moments. When left unattended, they seem to trap that energy, creating an atmosphere that subtly disrupts the peace of your space. I once spoke with a friend, Julia, who shared how her bedroom never felt restful. "It's like I can't relax," she admitted. As we talked, I noticed her eyes darting to a corner where her laundry had taken on a life of its own. "That's just laundry," she laughed nervously. But when she finally tackled it one weekend, something shifted. "I didn't expect it, but folding those clothes felt like folding my thoughts," she said. The act of organizing brought clarity, and her bedroom began to feel like a sanctuary again. Creating a routine for managing laundry can be transformative. Imagine taking a few moments each evening to gather the day's worn clothes, placing them in a hamper or starting a load. The repetitive rhythm of this act becomes meditative, a small ritual that helps you close the chapter of the day. Your bedroom, now free from the clutter of dirty clothes, breathes easier, and so do you. This simple change radiates outward, improving your sleep, focus, and overall sense of harmony. As you look around, another object might catch your eye. A broken lamp, a chipped mirror, or an old chair with a wobbly leg. These damaged items often blend into the background, but their impact runs deeper than you might think. Each broken piece carries the weight of neglect, a quiet whisper of unfinished that permeates the room. I remember visiting my uncle's house, a warm and welcoming place despite its modesty. Yet, in one corner of his living room stood a clock, its hands frozen in time. When I asked him why he hadn't fixed it, he shrugged and said, "I don't even notice it anymore." But I did. That stopped clock seemed to hold the room in suspension, a subtle reminder of time lost or opportunities missed. When he finally had it repaired, he remarked on how different the room felt. "It's like life started moving again," he said with a smile. Broken items, whether functional or sentimental, create a subtle but persistent dissonance. They remind us of things left unresolved, of energy stuck in place. Repairing or discarding them is not just an act of cleaning, but a declaration of intention. It says, "I value my space and I value myself." Whether it's fixing a cherished keepsake or letting go of something that no longer serves you, this act restores balance and creates room for new energy to flow. And then there's the clock. A non-functioning clock, sitting silently on a shelf or hanging lifelessly on the wall, carries a peculiar symbolism. It represents stagnation, the feeling of being trapped in a moment that refuses to move forward. It's as if the clock's stillness seeps into the air, subtly reinforcing a sense of delay in your life. A friend of mine, Elena, shared how a stopped clock in her bedroom had become an unintended metaphor. "I was stuck, emotionally, professionally, in every way," she confessed. When she finally replaced the clock with one that worked, she noticed an almost immediate shift. "It wasn't just about the clock," she explained. "It was about giving myself permission to move forward." Repairing or replacing a broken clock may seem trivial, but it's a profound gesture. It signals to your subconscious that time is fluid, that growth and progress are always possible. As the hands tick steadily forward, they bring with them a sense of rhythm and momentum, aligning your space with the flow of life itself. These small yet meaningful changes, clearing laundry, repairing broken items, and replacing non-functioning clocks, transform your bedroom from a space of inertia to one of vitality. They remind you that every object in your room holds energy, and by curating that energy with care, you create a space that nurtures your well-being. As you fold that last piece of laundry, fix a broken lamp, or set a new clock ticking, take a moment to breathe deeply. Feel the lightness in the air, the newfound sense of clarity. Your bedroom, once a place of distraction and chaos, now radiates a quiet strength. And in this simple act of tending to your space, you find yourself tending to your soul, uncovering the peace and balance that were always within your reach. Expired medicines, cluttered wallets, and electronic devices, clearing the path to clarity. As the evening sun dips below the horizon, painting the room in hues of amber and gold, you take a moment to sit quietly in your bedroom. It's a space meant to cradle you in peace, yet there's a faint sense of unease. Perhaps it's the way certain items seem to linger, objects long forgotten, quietly gathering dust, carrying an invisible weight. In these moments of reflection, you begin to realize that every object in your space has a story to tell, and some stories are begging for closure. Consider, for example, a bottle of expired medicine tucked away in a drawer. It sits there, unnoticed, a relic of past ailments and moments of vulnerability. Medicines, by their very nature, symbolize healing, vitality, and renewal. Yet, when their time has passed, they transform into something quite different, a representation of decay and neglect. Each time you open that drawer, even if only subconsciously, you're reminded of an unresolved chapter in your life, a moment when health faltered and was perhaps taken for granted. A friend of mine, Rebecca, once described feeling stuck in a cycle of low energy and recurring illnesses. One day, while cleaning her bathroom cabinet, she came across a collection of expired pills and half-used syrups, some dating back years. "I didn't realize I was holding on to these reminders of feeling unwell," she admitted. Disposing of them became a symbolic act of release for her, a way to say goodbye to the mindset of neglect and hello to a commitment to better care for herself. The simple act of cleaning that cabinet was, for Rebecca, a step toward reclaiming vitality. Imagine taking a quiet moment to go through your own storage spaces, finding those forgotten vials and blister packs. As you discard each one responsibly, Picture yourself letting go of not just the physical clutter, but the stagnant energy they represent. Replace that space with a few essentials, perhaps a fresh box of vitamins or a first aid kit. This small shift in your environment echoes a larger intention to prioritize your well-being. Then, there's the wallet or purse you carry every day, perhaps without much thought. These small, intimate spaces are microcosms of your financial life, holding your cash, cards, receipts, and sometimes a few forgotten trinkets. Over time, they accumulate not just physical clutter, but also the emotional weight of past transactions. Those coffee runs, overdue bills, or splurges that may still carry a twinge of regret. Each old receipt, crumpled and faded, becomes a silent anchor, tethering you to moments you've already lived, but have yet to release. I remember a colleague, Mark, who always seemed anxious about money despite earning a good salary. One day, he emptied his wallet and laid its contents on his desk. There were receipts from months ago, loyalty cards for places he no longer visited, and even an expired credit card. "I didn't realize how much I was carrying around," he said. Cleaning out his wallet became an eye-opening exercise. It felt like I was making space, not just physically, but mentally, for a healthier relationship with my finances. Take a moment to examine your own wallet or purse. Remove what no longer serves you. Outdated cards, unnecessary papers, and anything else that feels like clutter. As you do, think of it as a reset, a chance to align your financial life with your present intentions. Keep only what is essential, and perhaps add a small token of positivity. A note with an affirmation, a photo that inspires you, or a charm that symbolizes abundance. And then, there are the electronic devices. These modern conveniences have a way of creeping into every corner of our lives, including the sanctuary of the bedroom. A phone perched on the nightstand, its screen glowing faintly in the dark, or a laptop tucked under the bed, waiting for tomorrow's work. These devices, while useful, bring with them a constant hum of artificial energy, a tether to the world outside that can disrupt the stillness your bedroom deserves. A friend named Elena once confided in me about her struggles with insomnia. Her nights were restless, her mind buzzing long after she had turned off the lights. When I asked her about her nighttime habits, she admitted to scrolling through her phone before bed, answering emails, or losing herself in endless news feeds. "I didn't think it mattered," she said, but when she committed to creating a tech-free zone in her bedroom, the change was profound. She replaced her phone with an old-fashioned alarm clock, and her nights became quieter, her sleep more restorative. Picture your own bedroom without the distractions of screens. Imagine the peace of a space dedicated solely to rest, reflection, and renewal. Removing electronic devices from the room doesn't mean disconnecting from the world entirely. It means choosing to prioritize your well-being in the hours when your body and mind need it most. Each of these actions, disposing of expired medicines, clearing out your wallet, and limiting electronics in your bedroom, may seem small on the surface. Yet, they carry profound symbolism and practical benefits. By addressing these hidden obstacles, you're not just tidying your space. You're reclaiming your energy, your focus, and your peace of mind. In the quiet moments that follow, you'll feel the difference. The air will seem lighter, the room more inviting. You'll know that you've taken an important step toward creating an environment that supports your growth, your health, and your success. And as you rest in the stillness of your transformed space, you'll find yourself embracing the clarity and balance that were always within your reach. The deeper philosophy, a story of transformation. Picture a quiet evening, the kind where the world outside seems to pause, cloaked in the gentle hum of crickets and the soft rustle of leaves. In his modest room, Sunga sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the familiar chaos surrounding him. Clothes draped over chairs, old receipts scattered on the desk, and a faint glow from his phone kept the room alive with a kind of nervous energy. It was a space he had inhabited for years, yet it felt alien, far from the sanctuary he longed for. His struggles with insomnia, financial instability, and a sense of directionless stress felt like unwelcome guests he could no longer ignore. Sunga was a devoted practitioner, one who found solace in the teachings of mindfulness and the wisdom of Buddhist principles. But even with his commitment to meditation and reflection, his physical environment seemed to contradict the inner peace he sought. It was during one particularly sleepless night, with the tick-tock of a broken clock and the persistent buzz of notifications punctuating the silence, that Sangha decided it was time for change. He began with a single act of intention. One by one, he picked up the objects that had become part of the cluttered narrative of his life. The first was a bottle of expired medication, long forgotten at the back of a drawer. As he held it, he realized it represented more than just neglect. It symbolized an old version of himself, one that had struggled with poor health and a lack of self-care. Throwing it away felt liberating, like shedding a layer of old skin. In its place, he made a conscious effort to store items that symbolized wellness: a bottle of essential oils, a small plant to nurture life within his space. Next, Sangha turned his attention to the mountain of old receipts, unopened mail, and random trinkets that had accumulated over the years. As he sifted through them, memories surfaced, some fond, others bittersweet. He found a ticket stub from a concert he had attended years ago, a faded reminder of a night filled with joy. But amidst these tokens of nostalgia were reminders of stress, unpaid bills and notes from projects left incomplete. He remembered something his teacher had once said: "Clutter in your space is clutter in your mind." With each discarded receipt and reorganized document, he felt a clarity emerging, a sense of lightness. It wasn't just about tidying up. It was about reclaiming his energy from the things that no longer served him. But perhaps the most profound shift came when Sangha created a tech-free zone in his bedroom. For years, his phone had been the last thing he looked at before falling asleep and the first thing he reached for in the morning. The constant flow of information had become a tether to the outside world, even in the hours meant for rest. He decided to change that. He placed his phone in another room at night, relying instead on a simple alarm clock to wake him. The difference was immediate. Without the glow of his screen, the room took on a new quality, a quiet stillness that felt almost sacred. His mind, no longer overstimulated by the endless scroll of social media, began to unwind. In the absence of distractions, he found himself journaling before bed, reflecting on his day and setting intentions for the one to come. Sleep, once elusive, began to come easily, cradling him in a newfound sense of peace. Sangha's efforts didn't just transform his bedroom, they rippled into every aspect of his life. The clarity he cultivated in his space began to reflect in his work, where he approached tasks with renewed focus. His financial worries, once overwhelming, felt more manageable as he tackled them with the same sense of organization he had brought to his room. Even his relationships improved. He found himself more present with friends and family, no longer distracted by the mental clutter that had weighed him down. One day, a close friend visited and remarked on how different Sangha's space felt. "It's like your room is breathing," they said, marveling at the clean lines and calming energy that now defined it. Sangha smiled, knowing that the transformation wasn't just about aesthetics. It was about alignment. His bedroom had become a reflection of the inner peace he had worked so hard to cultivate. This journey underscores a profound truth. Our spaces are mirrors of our internal state. A cluttered room often signals a cluttered mind, while a harmonious environment fosters clarity and abundance. Sangha's story illustrates how seemingly small changes, removing expired items, reorganizing clutter, and creating intentional spaces, can lead to profound shifts in well-being. Take a moment to look around your own space. What stories do the objects around you tell? Are there items that no longer serve you, that anchor you to a version of yourself you're ready to outgrow? As you begin to release these things, imagine the energy they carry dissipating, leaving behind a canvas for the life you want to create. Sangha's journey reminds us that transformation doesn't have to be grand or overwhelming. It starts with a single step: a drawer cleaned, a desk organized, a decision to make space for what truly matters. In doing so, you're not just transforming your environment. You're creating a sanctuary for your mind and soul, a place where clarity and abundance can thrive. And in that sacred space, you'll find the peace and motivation to embrace the opportunities that await you. Practical steps for transformation. Imagine the soft morning light streaming through your bedroom window, casting a gentle glow over the room. It's a new day, and you decide to spend a little time truly seeing the space around you. Not just glancing over the familiar sights, but really observing. There's a chair piled with clothes you meant to put away, a desk cluttered with old papers and trinkets, and a nightstand crowded with books and gadgets. It's not chaos, but there's a subtle heaviness to it all. This is where transformation begins, not with a sweeping overhaul, but with a quiet commitment to realign your space and your energy. You start by setting aside just 30 minutes. The act of dedicating this time feels intentional, as if you're saying, "This matters." Armed with a cup of tea and a curious mindset, you begin to walk through your room. Each corner, each surface holds a story, some items whispering of their purpose, others lingering with a question of whether they still belong. You notice an old scarf tucked in a drawer, a gift you've never used but feel too guilty to part with. On the desk, a stack of papers reminds you of tasks you've postponed, creating a faint sense of unease each time you pass by. In this moment, you realize that the act of identifying clutter isn't just about tidying up. It's about uncovering the energetic weight each item carries. That scarf might represent an obligation that no longer serves you. Those papers may symbolize unfinished business, anchoring you to the past. As you pick up each item, you begin to ask, does this bring me joy? Does this align with the life I want to create? Some answers come easily. Others require a pause, a moment of reflection. The process of decluttering feels symbolic in itself. With each drawer you empty, each surface you clear, it's as though you're also sweeping away old patterns and stagnant energy. You decide to hold onto a favorite book but donate the others you've outgrown. You organize your desk, creating a space that feels inviting rather than overwhelming. It's not just about making the room look better. It's about creating a space that breathes, a room that feels alive. As the clutter clears, you begin to infuse your space with new intentions. You place a small, vibrant plant on the windowsill, its green leaves catching the light in a way that lifts your spirit. On your nightstand, you set a handwritten note with a simple affirmation, "I am open to abundance and peace." These additions feel meaningful, not decorative. They act as quiet reminders of the life you're building, the energy you're welcoming into your space. I remember a friend, Lisa, who once struggled with feeling stuck in her personal life. She told me about the day she decided to transform her bedroom. She started small, clearing out a single drawer of items she hadn't used in years. As she worked her way through the room, she found herself reflecting on what each item represented. It wasn't just about throwing things away, she said. It was about realizing what I was holding on to and why. By the end of the process, her room felt lighter, more intentional. And Lisa felt the same. She began sleeping better, making clearer decisions, and even rekindling her passion for painting, a hobby she had abandoned years ago. This transformation doesn't end with a single session of decluttering. It extends into the way you live in your space every day. You begin to adopt small habits that sustain the balance you've created. Each morning, you take a moment to make your bed, smoothing the sheets as if setting the tone for the day ahead. You keep surfaces clear, returning items to their rightful places as part of your evening routine. These simple acts become rituals, grounding you in a sense of order and peace. Over time, you notice subtle but profound changes in how you feel. The clarity of your space mirrors a newfound clarity in your mind. You no longer feel the pull of unfinished tasks or neglected corners of your room. Instead, your bedroom becomes a sanctuary, a place that reflects the best parts of who you are and who you're becoming. One evening, as you sit on your neatly made bed, you reflect on how far you've come. The room is quiet now, its energy calm and inviting. The small plant on the windowsill thrives, a living testament to the care you've poured into this space. The note on your nightstand catches your eye, and you smile, feeling the truth of its words more deeply than ever. This space, once cluttered and chaotic, now feels like an extension of your inner self, balanced, intentional, and open to the possibilities that lie ahead. As you turn off the light and settle in for the night, you realize that this journey wasn't just about creating a clean room. It was about creating a life filled with clarity, purpose, and peace. In tending to your space, you've tended to your soul, planting the seeds for a life of abundance and harmony. And as you drift into sleep, you carry with you the quiet satisfaction of knowing that you've created something truly beautiful, not just in your room, but within yourself. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. Your bedroom is more than just a place to sleep. It's a mirror of your inner world, a canvas for your aspirations, and a sanctuary for your soul. By removing expired food, clearing clutter, and creating a tech-free zone, you're not just tidying up. You're inviting clarity, abundance, and harmony into your life. Remember Sangha, the practitioner who transformed his life by making these small but intentional changes? His story isn't unique. It's a reminder that we all have the power to rewrite our narratives, one small step at a time. Your bedroom is a starting point, but the lessons extend far beyond its walls. Every act of clearing and caring reflects your readiness to welcome new opportunities and abundance. Now, I leave you with one final question. What story is your bedroom telling about your life today? Is it a tale of chaos and missed opportunities, or one of peace and prosperity? The answer lies in your hands, and perhaps under your bed. If this video resonated with you, I encourage you to take action. Like the video, share it with someone who could use a little clarity in their life, and comment below with the affirmation: "My bedroom radiates peace, prosperity, and positive energy." Let's fill the space below with positivity and begin a collective journey toward creating environments that inspire joy and success. Together, we're not just transforming bedrooms, we're transforming lives.